Hey, friends, and welcome back to the Midlife Edit. I am so excited about my guest today. She is an LA based actress, writer, and content creator who graduated with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Musical Theater from Carnegie Mellon School of Drama. She's toured the country with the Second City and become a member of the Groundlings Sunday Company. Her TV credits include Fuller House, Dr. Ken, New Girl, Superstore, plus national commercials for Geico, Progressive, HBO, and so much more. She built her viral social media brand, Garbage Mom, after realizing she preferred writing her own words over performing somebody else's, and it took off. She's amassed over 1 million subscribers and 500 million views across all the platforms and's been featured in Time Magazine, E, Huffington Post, and TMZ. Her TikTok content centers on motherhood, Gen X life, and perimenopause, and she went viral for creating a fake poster for something she called Perimenopausalpalooza, which is this musical concept for Gen X and elder millennial and perimenopausal women with a dream, you guys, a dream lineup, including Alanis Morissette, Fiona Apple, Tori Amos, Tracy Bonham, Hole, Rage Against the Machine. And Alanis Morissette actually commented on the post, and as of early 2026, the event is in active development. Her and her producing partner have been in real conversations with festival producers, promoters, and potential talent. So, my interview today is with the one and only Beth Crosby, and I can't wait for you to hear it. So, stay tuned with the interview with Beth Crosby. Beth Crosby, welcome to the Midlife Edit.
Hi. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Ugh, I have been waiting for this since I saw the very first video of yours on TikTok. I don't know, probably, I would say maybe a year ago, and you can correct me on that, but the Perimenopausalpalooza
Yeah.
one, I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know who she is, but I need to know her.
Oh my God. I love that. Thank you. I don't know who
So,
I am either. So,
yeah.
great.
Well, welcome to midlife, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Before we get into all of that, I want to talk about you a little bit, and kind of give the listeners, if they haven't seen The Garbage Mom, I'm sure that they have. I don't know why they haven't yet, but if they haven't seen The Garbage Mom on TikTok or Instagram, I want to know a little bit about you because you're much more than just a viral sensation. You have been an actress and a writer, and you were in the Groundlings and went to school for drama. So tell me
Mhm.
a little bit about you and how you came to be a viral sensation, I guess.
Oh my God. I am not it's so funny when you say viral sensation. It's so funny. It's like, I don't feel that at all. Like, welcome to being a woman in midlife, because I'm like, I, I always look at other people as being that, but that's very sweet. But yeah, I am an actor. I've always acted my whole life. Like as a kid, I immediately wanted to be a dancer, singer, and actress, and got into dance class and just was a hardcore dancer actually. I was in class like 25 hours a week. But anyways, I was dancing and then I ended up doing musical theater and went to Carnegie Mellon for musical theater, had, just incredible experience and went on to do musicals professionally. But I always wanted to do comedy. And I wrote my first like monologue in college. And it was like performing my own material was like something opened up in me where I was like, what is this magic? I didn't know I could do that, like, or that you're allowed to do that. And so I moved to LA because I was like, I want to try comedy. I'd always been obsessed my whole life with Saturday Night Live, um, SCTV, Second City, you know, I didn't know I could do that though. I thought like that's something other people do. But anyways, went to LA, ended up getting in the Groundling Sunday Company, and it was like just an incredible experience. I call it like comedy boot camp. I got like my master's degree there. We had to write a new show every week for an audience. Yeah, and then at around that same time, I actually got to screen test for SNL. They flew me out there and I got to audition on that stage, like in front of Lorne Michaels and in front of everybody. And uh, that is something I never in my wildest dreams thought I would get to do. It was one of those like, again, beyond my wildest dreams. But yeah. And then just been acting out here in LA, mostly film and TV and commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I of course, I creeped on your IMDb.
Okay.
Fuller House, so
Yeah.
cool. But I'll tell
Yeah.
you, the one thing that came up is it's my background noise. It is my go-to show every time I want something on, or especially if I'm in a bad mood, is New Girl. And I was like,
Yes.
"My gosh, it's my absolute favorite."
Ugh.
Um, but you have this huge list of things that you've been in, and it's so inspiring, but also a little crazy to think that, like, you can change who you are while you're doing this all the time. So, like, it
Yeah.
feels like, again, as a woman, we're always taught to act and put on a show, and you're doing that in real life. And then you come to the garbage mom and you are showing real time in real life how all women actually do that all the time. And I love that about your page is like,
Thanks.
hey, we're putting on a smile even though we're dying inside.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad that's coming through. That is what's happening. Um, but yeah, I love your podcast, by the way, and I love that you're talking about, like, I've listened to a bunch, and the ones, you talking about how you can, like, or maybe I've just kind of been thinking a lot about this and it's been coming up my algorithm, like, that around this age, I mean, at any age, but you can really kind of reinvent yourself. Like, and I feel like I was kind of forced to do that, when the pandemic hit. I mean, a lot of us had to reinvent ourselves, but uh, my whole business shut down. I was a auditioning actor, did commercials, everything shut down, and I had a little kid with me. My daughter was 4 at the time, so I was like losing my mind. But I started making content around that time, and you know, and now it's kind of snowballed into that's kind of mostly what I do 'cause my business the industry is really crashing and burning here in LA. But I never thought and I'm, like, getting to do brand deals and work with brands that I'm really excited about, and, like, I never thought I would be trying to produce a festival, but it's cool. I mean, I feel like, I'm getting to kind of reinvent myself, and I never thought that was something anyone really did or that it was possible in my 20s or 30s. I just kinda thought, "You do this, you're an actor now, and this is gonna be my whole life," but I don't know, it's cool, there's, like, a freedom in it?
It's such a cool freedom that you're right. I never thought that I would reinvent or change or whatever, because the way we grew up, whether you're Gen X or a millennial, is you went to school, you got a job, you stayed in that
Yeah,
same job for 40 years of your life, and then you retired. And there was
yeah,
never any ambition, at least the way I grew up and my like my friend group and things, you would look at their parents and they did the same thing for the 30, 35 years. Not only that, but you didn't talk about all the things that we're now talking about, that we're putting out there,
I
which
know.
I'm so proud of women like us, because our daughters and nieces and everybody that are younger than us now are going to be able to feel like, oh, okay, I can talk about this. But when we grew up, I didn't even know what perimenopause was. Menopause, my mother always called it the change of life. And I used to hate that phrase. Hate it because it
Yeah,
makes you cringe, but you didn't talk about it. A hot flash is all that, we talked about. So with you going through like the COVID era and just being like, fuck it, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna
yeah.
put myself out there, is just the start to something that you've built. When I don't think you realize how many women, even amongst my friend groups, we talk about you. We talk behind your back.
Oh my
Um,
god.
but just how relatable you are. And
Oh,
that
thanks.
is something on social media that I never thought would be a real thing for us either, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that really means a lot. Thank you. It's so hard when you're kind of creating stuff by yourself, you post it online and people comment or they like it, but you're kind of in a, it's really just me doing it, like, so it's great to hear that. Like, it really makes me, I don't know, it means a lot to me to hear that it might affect someone else. Because I think that's why I picked the name Garbage Mom, because I originally during the pandemic started making just really content about motherhood, because I was deep in the trenches. Like, my daughter's 9 now. I'm still in the trenches, but, like, we're out of the toddler phase. And I was just like, I didn't relate to the moms I was seeing at the time. I feel like now we're a lot more open and there's all sorts of different, like, creators. But at the time, I was just seeing these like perfect moms kind of like with their Pinterest boards and they're like, and I was like not showering for like days at a time and like crying and like devastated because I couldn't make enough fucking breast milk, and like I was a failure. I mean, I had all these things. And so I don't know. I guess I just started creating what I wanted to see. And also I can't fake it. Like it's just, I'm too tired. I can't fake it. You know what I mean? Like you just got to tell the truth. I've learned the more you tell the truth, the more people can relate to you.
Mhm.
And that's hard as a Gen Xer, kind of getting rid of that like presentational, like
Mhm.
it's like, because for me, even with my friendships and people, I'm attracted to like vulnerability, right? Even in comedy. Um, so I'm still trying to be, even more vulnerable. Anyways, I'm rambling.
No,
Sorry.
no, but it's something that women need to hear, and I was ashamed to realize that I never stuck up for women a lot growing up in my life. It was always like, "Oh, I'm friends with the guys." Like, women are powerful. Women
Yeah.
are amazing, and we're not these little weak little things that we have to hide all of our insecurities and everything else. Like, let them out there. It's
Yeah. You're so right.
That's my favorite part about midlife. And, we were talking a little bit off camera about how we can reinvent ourselves and everything in midlife, but like my favorite part is not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, I've posted things online where I'm like, "Oh, well, what was so and I don't care what so and so says about it," you know?
100%.
It's one of those things where you have to let it go. Um, and that's what you made a video the other day, or maybe it's one of your pinned ones, where you're talking about how you know you're in perimenopause and you grab your belly and you do the little thing, and I'm like, it's almost like a reaction where I grab mine and I'm like, "Oh, thank God."
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you were on another podcast, I think in October, but you had talked about how you didn't talk about this. The only thing you were ever told about being a woman growing up was you had to be skinny.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
we
Yes.
came from that 80s, 90s
Oh my
aerobics
God.
and, low fat and 100-calorie
Oh
packs
my
and
God. Yes.
that terrible, terrible time where
Terrible.
it's like you couldn't do that. And now it's like, no, but this is a real woman and this is what a real woman is.
Yes. Yes. Oh my God. I'm so thanks for saying that. Cause yeah, I definitely I feel like I first kind of showed my belly and my was in my little underwear online during the pandemic. I almost was like, because I grew up in such, in that total 80s, 90s culture, I was told you have to be skinny. You're bad if you're not. And I was a fat kid. And that messaging, I mean, I was bullied, as a kid for being fat. I mean, everyone was bullied. Okay, it was the 80s, like literally everyone. But like even fucking grown-ups, like other, teachers or whatever. And anyways, fast forward to, and then I was a dancer. So that I had extreme like body image issues and extreme like body dysmorphia. And it turned into a full-blown eating disorder. And I now have, I think it's like 23 years of recovery from it.
Listen.
Yeah, and I still work on it, on a regular basis, but it almost was like a "fuck you," when I it's like, if I could be full naked online, I would. I mean, I guess I could get a OnlyFans and really go for it, like a midlife OnlyFans, like, show my cellulite and my stretch marks. Um, but it's freeing to do that because. 'Cause that's what I wanna see. I love the creators, and I follow a bunch that, like, they're showing it all. They're talking about their stretch marks, they're talking about their belly, 'cause it's like that I don't know. I don't know. It just is really freeing. It's almost healing for me. It's like a healing thing to do for myself. The more I, like, put my flabby body out there, it's like healing for me.
And, we are our toughest critics, right? So
Yeah,
when you look in the mirror, you probably see something completely different than when I look at you. And that's
yeah,
something we've always battled with, but especially the women in the 80s and 90s, because that's in your head. That
yeah.
was, I mean, the term heroin chic, was
Oh,
huge in the '90s. You think of the Courtney Loves and, and the Kate Mosses, and
mhm.
that was the definition of beauty.
Yeah.
And now it's like, you know what? No, my beauty is the wrinkles that I'm getting and the gray hairs and, oh, that chin hair that I have to keep a pair of tweezers in my car because
Yes.
every time the light hits, all of a sudden it's here. But
I
it's
know.
beautiful. We're getting
Yeah.
older and it's kind of a really cool thing to watch. Now, don't get me wrong, I am insecure as hell sometimes too, because I'm like, oh, did I look right? Is there something in my nose? But the creators that are out now, especially like in our genre and our
Yeah.
area, are so much more refreshing because there are
Yeah.
some there who, like you said, the mom ones, when we put on, all the pretty things and they go out in their strollers, and I'm like, that is not real. There is
No, it's
no
not.
way.
It's not real. Or if it's real, you have like 5 nannies,
Mhm.
or you are dying on the inside, or you're a robot. Like, it's just not fucking real, you know?
Yeah.
Um, no, I love what you said about the insecurities because it's interesting. I'm noticing, like, okay, I have so much recovery around my body where, like, and I still, there are days when I'm like, oh, I want to like get ripped or I want to like get tight. And thankfully, I have enough recovery where I go, okay, thanks for sharing. Fuck off. Like, we're gonna think about more important things, and then I move on and I put my clothes on and I move on, and it doesn't take up any more brain space, which is huge for me, huge
Huge.
recovery.
More.
But I'm noticing as I'm now aging, I have full turkey neck. I'm like wrinkles, I have like a menno belly and all that. Like I'm noticing myself thinking about it more, and especially as being a content creator, making stuff online, like, I'm, like, seeing my face every day over and over. It's, like, not normal to do that. And so but right now, I'm struggling with I don't wanna fall into that trap of, like, "Oh, I gotta do everything I can to stay youthful, to stay young looking," right? Like Botox, facelift, this and that, which, you know and I think, "Oh, I'm just gonna go really out there and just really age and just, like, be punk rock about it." But then there are other days when I'm like, "It's okay to get a little Botox. It's okay to get a little, like, see what kinda laser." And I'm struggling with that. Like, I don't know what the answer is, you know?
The answer for me, my
Yeah.
advice to you is please don't. Please don't get all the fake. The thing that I hate the most right now is the fake lips and the tightness and the what's that whoever the guy from Amazon married her, Lauren Sanchez,
Oh
she just
god.
looks so fake and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not real, Let your face smile. Let it just
Yes.
because it is beautiful because there are so many and I look to media and actresses and things like that.
Yeah.
These actresses that are aging gracefully without all of that. And it's like I know they probably have like the most expensive skincare regimen
I
ever.
know. Facials, like, every week.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's still beautiful. And
Yeah.
and I'm not going to get too political into this, but there's this definition of beauty for girls
Yeah.
that men made where it's like
Yeah.
youthful and skinny and
Yes.
quiet. And that's just not
Yes.
who we are.
No,
You know?
it's not who we are. And it's, first of all, I can't afford a facelift. Okay, so that's off the table. But, but, uh, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know if I would do it. I hope not. I just feel like I see there I right now I'm figuring it out, but I'm seeing these creators that are about 10 years older than me that are so punk rock and badass who have like long gray hair that just looks stunning and have like tons of jewelry or tattoos and like show themselves in their bra getting dressed and they're like in their 60s and their
Mhm,
face is like an aged real normal face and I just think to me that is beautiful. Like
mhm.
and I do kind of feel like even I'm like, "Oh, if I get Botox, if I get, this or that, that I am kind of just succumbing to whatever expectation is put on me because it's loud and clear that it's not okay to look like you're aging, in our society. That has been loud and clear, and I think as I'm aging more, I'm hearing it a lot more, and it's tough. And I think I'm pretty strong and out there, but it's hard I'm fucking struggling with that, you know?
Yeah. And we put it on ourselves too. I mean,
Yeah.
like, again, we're our toughest critics. So when I notice that gray hair or whatever, I don't think about those creators. I think about, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I look so old. I look so terrible. Um, but those create is something that you said about how punk rock they are
Yeah.
and how awesome. It's so freeing. And you made a video because you talk about your underwear, but the one in Target where you were trying on all the clothes,
Oh, yeah.
well, the houndstooth one with like the the crop top.
Um, I mean,
And I feel the same way, like, when I go well, first off, there's a lot of and I'm huge in the '90s. I love the '90s, that is, like,
yes.
my time, the music and everything else, but some of the clothes were just not it
It
then,
was tough. It was tough.
and I
Yeah.
feel like that's coming back a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I also have ADHD, and my husband will tell you I've wasted so much money on different hobbies because 'cause I'm like, "I'm gonna do this time."
Yeah.
So, a couple weeks ago, I was like, "I don't like any of these clothes, so I'm gonna buy a sewing machine and make my own clothes."
Oh my god. Okay, I love that.
The sewing machine's still sitting in the box.
Of
Love it.
course. Of course it is.
Mind, I'm like, "I'm gonna do this."
Yeah. That is so
Uh,
funny. Well, you
ugh,
stuck through it with the podcast. That's not just a hobby.
no, and it is something that I never thought I would do. So when I was growing up, I wanted to be Jem, like Jem and the
Yes.
Holograms, like, I still do. I
Oh,
cannot
yeah.
sing to save my life, I swear. I would be insufferable if I could sing. I know I
Oh,
would be.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
So I'm like, "Well, what else could I do?" And as I was getting older, I'm like, I talk about this all the time with my husband, and he doesn't understand at all. He
No.
is so patient with me, but he does not get it. And
Yeah.
so I'm like, I'm just gonna talk about it to a microphone, and if it works, it works, and it has. And
Yeah.
it's just been so fun because I get to meet people like you
Yeah.
and grab these good connections and relate to people. Um, so it's and I'm sure with the garbage mom, number 1, I do have a question about that. If you had did it over, would it be the same handle, do you think? Do you think it would still be the garbage mom?
I don't know because it was so motherhood based at
Yeah.
the beginning. And now, like, really, I just make content about what I'm going through right now. Uh, so I don't know. Maybe it would be a little more midlife, a different type of like more like your like the midlife edit, something that's more about midlife. But I still identify as a garbage mom. So
I
it
love
is
it.
what it is. That's then it is what it is.
I love it. You said your daughter's 9,
Yeah,
so it's gonna be about that time in
it's
a
gonna
few
be.
years where she starts going through, puberty and you're still going through all
My poor husband. It's gonna
I
be a
was
shit
just gonna
show.
say
It
that.
is a shit show already.
I, my stepdaughter so I have 1 son. He's 20.
Okay.
My husband has 4 children. The oldest one will be 25 this week, but our youngest is 12, and she
Mm,
is the she is the 12-year-old, 12
yeah.
going on 35 and going through it right now, so when
Yeah.
she's in our house with me, it's just like, "Honey, just watch out," because
Yes,
the
yes.
hormones are out of control every
There
which
Oh, yeah, my poor husband. Yeah, my daughter did slam the door in my face for the first time recently, so I got a taste of that, and she's amazing. Like, I'm just she's incredible, but I knew I was like, "Oh, shit, this is a taste because I know in the years before official puberty, the hormones start changing. That's what I'm reading.
yeah,
And yeah, I got a taste of it the other day and I was like, fuck, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. Like, but on the flip side, my daughter knows so much about periods and perimenopause. Like, it's like we talk about it all the time. She sees me put my patch on. She knows I talk about perimenopause online. Like
yeah,
she even when she was a toddler, you know, we talked about periods because they come into the bathroom with you when they're 2, you know what I mean? And I'm like, "Well, okay, this is what this is," and it's normal for her, it's normalized, which is that's really what I wanted to happen, so
that's super important because, again, going back to how we grew up and this
yeah.
is not a blame to our parents, but, like, they weren't taught by their parents or anything else, so everything was always very hush hush and
Yes.
be ashamed almost, especially about periods and things like that, is you don't talk about it and you
Yeah.
hide it and you don't do that,
Yeah.
and so I'm glad you brought it up because that was gonna be my next question is, are you talking to your daughter about these
Yeah.
things, and how is she receiving it? Especially with you being on now I know she's 9, so I'm not sure what your policy is on phones and things,
Yeah.
but how is she feeling about you being out there with everything?
Well, she doesn't have a phone, and she's not gonna have a phone, and she's never gonna have social not she won't have a phone until we don't know exactly when, but she doesn't have one, and she will not be on social media. She won't ever. Like, and, well, obviously, that's gonna be challenging, but I know it's extremely detrimental to kids.
Mhm.
I would have been destroyed as a teenager and had access to social media because I already ended up developing a huge eating disorder and, like, I mean, Jesus Christ, it's hard enough being a teenager. I can't imagine going online with the filters and the things and the oh my god. Anyways, that was a tangent. Anyways, she doesn't but she's fine with it. She likes it. I mean, she's not that impressed with me, you know? I mean, she doesn't care that I've been on a bunch of the kid shows that she watched, like I don't know. It's so your parents aren't, you
They're not
know,
cool.
they're not cool. Like, so, uh, sorry. Oh my God, brain fog. Hello. What was your
Mhm.
question? Jesus Christ.
Just I see, this is why you are the person to talk about this because it's every day. Oh, how she feels about you talking about
Oh
perimenopause and
yeah.
or about periods and things because, I mean, even without social media, the way we grew up, girls still talk, they go and they talk about things and
Yeah.
I don't wanna put my stepdaughter's things out there, but I know that they
Yeah.
talk amongst each other about periods and things like that. So, normalizing it and telling girls not to be embarrassed and, like, not making up funny names for them, but like, "No, this is
Yeah.
your vagina and nobody touches it," learning things like that and not being ashamed of your bodies is something that I think is so important. So, when you talk to her about it,
Yeah.
does she ever get embarrassed? Is it ever like, "Ugh, don't talk about that?" Or is it
No,
just like, "This is what we do?"
no, and you're so right. And no, the good thing is, at least I've noticed so far, she's not embarrassed. The thing she has been saying is that she doesn't want to kind of grow up. I think she's a little scared of it. Um, but I'm glad she's coming to me with that, saying that, because I feel like my goal is just to be a super safe space for her where she could tell
Mhm.
me anything, like whether it's exciting or not exciting, or if that she is scared that someday she'll get her period, or,
Yeah.
and yeah, but I think she's not embarrassed by it. Like, we talk about it, I mean, there have been times too where I've been on edge, okay, a little, like, snappy, and I'm just like, brush your teeth, just like, please, and then I have to kind of take a minute later and come back and go, I'm really sorry. I'm my hormones are crazy today in perimenopause, like, and she gets it, she's like, oh, I'm sorry, mommy. And so yeah, I think that's my goal. I don't know. She'll be in therapy someday talking about me, about something, but
Yep.
hopefully it won't be this. So, you know.
That one time she was on that crazy lady's podcast and she said X, Y, and no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That
Yeah.
honestly though, I choked up a little bit when you said that you went to her and apologized because that's something that my husband and I are very big on, like, "Hey,
Yeah.
we're not perfect as parents.
No.
Parents aren't perfect, and we screw up." Not sometimes, I screw up a lot.
All the
And
time.
so to tell your son or daughter, "Hey, you know what? What you did wasn't okay, but what I did wasn't okay
Yeah.
either, and I'm sorry." So that's why you started the garbage mom because you're honest about things like that, but, oh, that's so again, it just makes me wanna tear up because that wasn't the norm when we were growing up,
It
you know?
wasn't the norm. No, we never I don't ever, and I mean, I love my mom was incredible, but I don't remember them ever apologizing and and it has been important for my husband and I to do that. And now, I mean, everyone has their and no one's perfect, but now my daughter will, I think, because we've been, like, kind of doing it ourselves, she will later, if she does something, throws a fit, does slams that door like she did, she usually will come back later and go, "I'm sorry, mommy." Like, and I'm like, "Oh, damn." Like, "Okay, we apologize in this house."
Eh,
I mean, I love that, because that didn't happen for us as
no,
kids.
you broke the cycle, and my sister and I talk about this all the time, just, like, breaking the cycle in
Yeah.
our own lives of doing things that maybe we weren't ever taught to do or that weren't normalized. So I love that. So let's get back to perimenopause though, because I'm curious to know when you first realized that's what
Yeah.
you were. Was it a doctor? Was it Google? Was it like, holy shit, I feel like crap and I've got to figure out what's going on? Like, do you
Yeah.
remember that first thought in your head of, could I be going through this?
Yeah, I think, it was actually my husband sat me down and was like, "Hey, I'm worried about you.
Well, we love a
What's
supportive king. Yes, I love
what's
that.
what's going on?" And I was like, because my anxiety was off the charts. Now I have, like, an anxiety disorder, so, like, I have had anxiety and depression ever since I was a kid, and I've been in therapy for it or medication for it, but it was I have been in, it was manageable and I was thriving and doing my life. But then the anxieties suddenly started to creep up and it was for no reason really, but this kind of nonstop anxiety and nonstop kind of irritable rage really that was coming up. And he was the one that was like, what the hell? And so then he didn't say what the hell. He said, I'm worried about you. So then that's when I started to kind of really look into it. And then things started to add up and realized like, oh, and then my period was getting really crazy. I mean, and continues to be. That is never, it's just insane,
Yeah.
you know?
I I was well, I guess lucky enough to have a hysterectomy after years and years of doctors because I have endometriosis and nobody would
Yeah.
listen. And that's a thing with women too, um, is we aren't taken seriously. If you
Yeah.
can't physically see it on a scan or something, then, oh, she must be crazy. And I feel like a lot of women are going through that right now with perimenopause because
Yeah.
their moms never told them about it, and
No.
their gynecologist never warned. When I had my hysterectomy, I went for my 6-week checkup, and that was it. They sent me on my way. There was no talk about, "You're gonna feel like this," or these hormones or
Oh
everything else. It
my
was like, "Oh,
God.
you're healed." And turns out I'm not. Endometriosis can kinda grow everywhere. Um,
Yeah.
but it's just there was never any education around it. And even
No.
sister-in-law, she just, graduated. She's a doctor. She just matched and all that stuff. I don't know the exact terms, but she said in her rotation, there there's not even really talk about menopause or perimenopause. And it's like, "What do you mean? It's
Jesus.
2026." Like,
Jesus Christ. That's
and
insane.
yeah, and when you look at the research and the things, well, the lack of research, but in the
Mhm.
past, and you're like, "Well, why didn't anybody talk about it?" Well, because they were given sedatives. They they
I know.
women were so zombified
Yeah.
this time
Or
that
they were drinking or,
on
smoking, everything, like
yeah, doing coke and and all the things.
yeah,
Of course, they were happy and in good moods,
I know.
so dying a lot younger. So
Yeah.
the symptoms, and again, I'm going back to your channel and how funny you are, but they're real.
Yeah, they're
The
real.
the night sweats have been really bad for me lately, but the hot flashes
Yeah. It's
are
like at night, right? Like, I've been on a high enough I think my HRT has been good enough where and high enough where I'm not getting, like, really hot flashes during the day, but I swear to God, they've been happening at night. Like, and I'll wake up and it's your body is on fire and you're, like, sweating.
on fire. And I
Yeah.
used to be a good sleeper, and now it's
Yeah.
just like I don't sleep, and
No.
it's consistently between 2 and 3 in the morning. I wake up, and it's not like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna turn over and go to bed." No, you are
Ugh.
full. You're thinking about the mistake you made when
Oh
you were
my
6 years
god.
old.
Oh my god. It is such a relief to, like I'm really sorry that you're going through that, but it's, again, a relief. This is why I love seeing other people talk about this online, like the 3 a.m. wake up situation, because it's debilitating.
It
Like,
is.
because if you're not sleeping, your fucking day is shit. Like, and then day after day after day after day, you really are gonna run it. That's gonna affect your mental health and your
Mhm.
physical health. And yeah, I've been struggling for me the past like for whatever reason the past week, I've been able to sleep but then I'm up at 5 and it's not and I'm always and I usually wake up at like 6:37. I'm immediately mind racing. And it's not just like, "Oh, you're up at 5. Okay, we'll go get a cup of coffee." It's up at 5 in a full blown like almost panic attack.
Yeah.
Like, and that's awful. And that's, but I know I'm not alone.
No. No, and I think that plays into the rage and the brain fog, but then I
Yeah.
also know that rage and brain fog are 2 other crazy symptoms,
Yeah.
and again, you make light of it and you make really funny videos, but you also say, "This is real." Like, this
Yeah.
isn't some joke, and anymore, I look in the mirror, and it was like the other night, it was the 3 o'clock in the morning, I got up, I went pee, and I stood in the mirror, and I swear to you, Beth, I didn't know who I was. I did not
Yeah.
recognize myself,
I
and I
know.
was just like, "What the hell is happening to me?"
I
And
know.
then, you hear all these crazy stories for the longest time, you couldn't get on HRT because it was gonna give you cancer, and,
Yeah.
you know, all of the warning labels. I just feel like men don't want us to ever feel good, and that
Agreed.
that's my conspiracy theory of the day.
Okay. I listen. I'll put a tinfoil hat on for that
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
But then it's just like, so now we're talking about it and
Yeah.
we're finally getting the research and the doctor Mary Claire Havers are out there and talking about
Yeah.
all this stuff, but it's still not figured out
No.
because you and I can be at the same exact space and go through completely different symptoms.
Yeah.
Like, so what's the weirdest symptom that you think that you've had?
I mean, it's weird, but it's horrifying. But I feel like the rage and irritability is like a new thing, like where I swear to God, I was about to burn the whole house down because my husband, like, I had cleaned the bathroom and then like a few minutes later he shaved and there were like his shavings on the thing and I was ready to it's like file for divorce. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like and it feels real. Like that's the part that's crazy. Like looking back I could go, "Oh my god, like okay, that sucks that he did that, but like chill." But it felt absolutely real at the time. So that is so crazy and weird. Also like oh my god, TMI, but like having a dry ass vagina
Yeah.
is really it's not weird, it's just like you it sucks.
It
And,
sucks.
it
Yeah.
sucks. I mean, I have found there's lots of solutions,
Mhm.
but it is no one tells you about this.
No,
No
because
one
that's
is
one of those
preparing you for
things.
any of this, like,
Exactly.
period.
We're never prepared for any of it because
No.
it's so hush hush, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, or like your libido, you know?
Yeah, your libido, yeah.
Sex wasn't a thing that we talked about growing up. It was always kinda like, but then it's just like when you're in your head and you're like, "I love this man so much, but please don't touch me."
What is it there? Like, why don't that it's like it's not it could be literally it could be whoever is your dream. It could be fucking Brad Pitt. It's like, I just don't want anyone to touch me. Like, just like I love you so much. And it's weird because then once you are having sex, I mean, we're getting TMI, it's great. At least for me, I'm like, oh, this is great. Why aren't we doing this all the time? But to get there, it's like I just put up a wall because it's just like,
Mhm.
no, I think part of it for me is I'm so overstimulated. I'm so overwhelmed. Um, this is such a hard time in all of our kind of midlife dealing with like kids and aging parents and perimenopause. Our careers are like more stressful than ever. Money is so stressful that like when it's finally downtime, I just need to be in a bubble and
Yeah.
like turn my brain off. And I don't need someone else wanting something else from me.
Mhm.
And I hate that because I love my husband, but that's just the case.
Yeah. Yeah. When you do have that time, when you're like, "Okay, I have" even if it's 10 minutes because, again, you talked about it, in midlife women are pulled in 110 different
Yeah.
directions. And whether you're a mother or not, and I say
Yeah.
this all the time, even the women who aren't moms, who are in corporate careers and all of a sudden they're at that turning point, or
Yeah.
they have aging parents, or
Yeah.
somebody always needs something from us. Always, all the time. So when you
Always.
have that 5 minutes or 10 minutes of downtime, what's your go-to for relaxing? Like what makes you come back to Beth?
I'm trying to figure it out because my body has not been turning off lately. Like, I will say, and I hate this answer, and I swear to God, people are going to want to punch me in the face because I want to punch myself in the face for saying this, but exercise
Yeah.
is so fucking helpful. And I literally like, I hate that that's
Mhm.
true. because I never want to exercise. I never want to go for a walk. But every time I do, immediately I feel more grounded. I feel better. The rage is dissipating. The good endorphins are coming, So it's that. But really, if it's besides that, it's watching shows, watching funny shit. Like, my comfort food shows,
Yeah.
that's really like if I could go to a hotel and watch for 3 days and just have the TV on, that's like my fantasy.
Mine too. Mine too.
Yeah.
Because the other thing is too, again, you are always taking care of everybody else. So I don't
Yeah.
ever get to watch what I want to watch when everybody's around, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
let me watch good.
what do you like to do when you're to turn what like to give me things to do to relax? What do you like to do?
I'm a big music person. I always have been, I
Yeah.
always will be. So I have different kind of playlists, breathing and exercising. And this is where I knew like perimenopause really hit me was the
Yeah.
exercise part because I had when I had my hysterectomy, I'd gained a lot of weight. Um,
Yeah.
and so then I went into I'm gonna be healthy. I'm gonna use the word, but journey. I went on a health journey
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
had
yeah.
lost 80 pounds. So then
Wow. Oh
I
my god.
became almost addicted to the feeling of exercising. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is what makes me feel good. And then all of a sudden I wasn't getting up to exercise anymore.
Mm.
And I was like, something's not right. Like
Yeah.
it's that and then all the other stuff started to happen. But the walks really do help. And honestly, and this is so terrible, but I'm a doom scroller. I
Yeah.
It turns my mind off.
Yeah.
It as long as it's something good. The thing
Yes.
I have to try to change my algorithm because when it comes to new stuff and it's just
Oh
like, I
boy.
gotta turn it off, it's depressing, I can't handle it, and then my rage really starts. Or
Yeah.
cleaning. I love to rage clean.
Girl, you gotta come to my house. Like, I mean, that's $1 million idea, by the way, like a maid service of perimenopausal women who need to
Yeah.
rage clean, like, and charge just a shit ton of money. They're gonna clean your house from top to bottom
Yeah.
while blasting 90s music.
Yes. Well, speaking of music, let's get into that real quick because Alanis Morissette commented on the
Yeah,
Perimenopausalooza,
I
um,
know. I
poster.
know. I'm gonna throw up
I
thinking about it. I know.
When I saw it, I legit thought it was real, like that poster, and that's
Oh
why
god, I know.
on you. And I was like, "This is my dream. I
I
can't.
know.
I have to. I have to go." And then I was like, "Oh, it's not real."
I
Um,
know. It's so
yeah,
sad.
yeah, though. But so what gave you that idea? I mean, we've talked about 90s music. I see that you post about some of my favorite people.
Yeah.
Right now it's Tori Amos. You've been
Oh,
posting about her a
oh
lot.
my god, I can't. I'm gonna see her in August, and I'm like, it's all I'm living for is knowing that I have second row for her
That's
show here. Like,
amazing.
it's gonna be a spiritual experience for me,
Yeah.
like for every woman, really.
So you've done musicals and things, but have you ever thought about singing yourself, or is it just a passion of you being a listener?
No, I want to do a show. I want to do a stage show about midlife and motherhood and perimenopause where I sing like comedy songs. I haven't written it, haven't done any of it, but it's like it's on my list. It's in my like percolating stage. Because I miss singing because I was a musical theater performer and it was so much of my life. But it was never like singing like rock singing or Tori Amos singing. It was like legit like musical theater, corny ass
Oh,
singing,
I love it though, because
Yeah,
those are some of my favorite songs too when I'm in that
yeah.
mood. Yeah.
But besides that, I'm such a huge music fan, and really, it's the music from the '90s that has kind of reemerged in my life as the music I like came of age to is suddenly becoming so important as I come of age again,
Yeah.
in this new second, whatever your mom called it,
A change of life.
the change of life. Right, right, right. Second puberty,
Yeah.
whatever. Um, and it's just resonating and I need it. I need it. I need to like hear Alanis scream sing. I need to hear Tori. I need to hear Tracy Chapman and all those people on the poster, really.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny because the lyrics now, you're like, "Oh, that makes so much sense." Meredith
Yeah.
Brooks in Bitch, I'm like,
Yes.
that
Oh
is
my
me every
God.
day. All of those things all in one, probably within 15 minutes, right?
From immediately waking up.
Yep.
Yep. From the second I wake up. Yep.
So what is the plan? Like, I know that it started out as a joke, but then
Yeah.
a friend of the show's, Tracy Bonham, was on my show not too long ago, and her name was on there, and she just reposted it recently. I saw it on her story.
Yeah.
Um, this is something that I feel like would be so amazing. It kind of reminds me of those. Have you seen the brunches, like the women only brunches that they're having all over the country?
No, what is
Oh
that?
my god, I'll have to send you.
I
There's this.
need
I
to
don't
go.
know. Try it.
Oh my
But
god.
this guy was like, I started noticing the women in their 40s would get together and have so much fun on brunch. So he shuts it down and it's only women in
Oh,
their 30s and 40s and 50s during the day, which let's be
is what?
honest, I can't stay up
Hello?
8 o'clock, 9 o'clock anyway. And
No.
they go and they drink mimosas and they rage scream to all of these fun songs during
Oh,
brunch.
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds incredible. That's what I need.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a well, okay, so it started as a joke where I literally was like I was lying in bed, like doom scrolling, and I was like, oh yeah, I had this idea for this post. And then I just kind of put together my and I hate AI. I'm so mad I used AI to like fix but I didn't think anyone would see this poster. I thought this would be like one post and it would just people would move on, But I was like, this is my dream fucking festival, And then yeah, it blew up, it went crazy. And Alanis commented, Tracy commented, Lisa Loeb, like Salt and Peppa liked it. I mean, trust me, I'm clocking all the people that have liked it. And but the crazy thing is all these music people reached out to me and like producers and actual music people that can help make this happen. And we've it's been a journey. We've met with lots of different people and brands have reached out that want to do it. And anyways, we're in working and in the works with these festival producers and it's and I've been quiet about it online because I don't want to I want to just wait until I want this to happen. I don't
Right.
want this just to be like some fun whatever. Like this actually I really want this to happen. So we're working on it. That's all I could say is like we're actively working on this hopefully happening and it has been wild to have my literal heroes that these women that I mean, I've been in a one-sided relationship with Alanis Morissette for 30 years? So then for her to follow me is, like, insane, you
Yeah,
know?
it is.
Yeah.
The coolest part about her and all the other women that you've named and named on the poster is people always say, "Oh, you don't wanna meet your heroes." These women are amazing, and
Yeah,
they're true, genuine people, and
yeah.
so when something like that happens, it's not like there's a bot or somebody of their team, like, they're actually out there, and they're talking about the shit that we're talking about, you know?
I know.
The stuff that we're going through right now, and it's like, "Okay, well, if Alanis Morissette is going through it, then
Yeah.
okay, cool."
I know, and that and I have when I saw Alanis last year at her residency in Vegas, in her monologue 'cause it was kinda like a one-person show, her concert. She talked about perimenopause, and when she did, the roof blew off the house, like, the women went fucking crazy, and I was like, "Yes, see, this is resonating." And then Tori has been talking about it in her shows, and I just think if I don't know, it's just so incredible that these women are talking about it, and have no shame in it because we should have no shame, and there should be a festival where we talk about it openly and freely and, you know,
Yeah,
and fucking rock out.
yeah. Oh my gosh, even just thinking about it, I'm like, "Oh, I'm
I
so
know.
there." I'm a huge concert person.
Yes.
I love music,
Same.
it's always been my thing,
Yeah,
but to
same.
think of, like, being around a group of women who just get it,
I know.
you know? It's like
I
the
know.
Lilith Fair, but with more rage.
Well, I mean, someone said, and one of the comments was, just call it Lilith Fair on HRT. And like, that's kind of how, what I would think it is. A Lilith Fair on HRT. Like, cause we're older. And so we give less of a fuck and we
Mm,
have more to be angry about and to rage about and also celebrate about. And if you want to show up in sweats and no makeup, please, no one cares? Like,
yeah,
yeah.
that's so fun. Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up here because I could talk to you for hours and hours and hours, but I have a few more questions that,
Yeah,
I like put all these little things.
I
I
love
wanna
that.
know, um, one more thing about the garbage mom is your personal brand now is basically being a hot mess, right? Like, that's what you're showing.
Yeah.
So, do you feel like you have to like, if you're feeling your best that day, if you're like, "Oh my gosh, this is the first day in a very long time that I felt good," but you know that you have a schedule where you have to do content and things like that. Do you ever feel like you're faking it, or do you like, "No, I'm gonna wait until I actually feel this way?" Or, like, how does that work with your schedule and your brain? Because let's be honest, right now, I'm happy, in 5 minutes from now, I
Yeah.
can't punch you in the face because you didn't clean up your shavings, you know?
Yeah, that's such a good question. I think because I am an actor, I've learned to like you just show up anyways. Like so and I feel like I don't feel like I'm faking it because if I am feeling good, but I know I have to shoot a sketch that day, I wrote it from a place of that, and I have moments in my life where I'm feeling that,
Mhm.
um so yeah, I don't and I do check in every now and then and go, "Okay, are you being let's you being honest, or are you just kind of like writing because you think that's what people wanna see?" And that's because that's a trap, I feel like for any performer, like, once you start writing for what you think people want, then you're, like, kind of stepping away from your why you did this in the first place, so yeah, if anything, I think the thing I've been struggling with is like I want to be more honest. Like I want to be more honest about the anxiety and the not sleeping and the really fucked up parts of perimenopause. I don't quite know how to without like scaring people almost, like because I also don't want I don't know, but I so that's where I'm at. Like I'd like to be even more honest and vulnerable.
Yeah. And you're right, you don't wanna scare people because I think about that all the time too. The other thing is, I don't want it to be used as, like a brush off type thing, like, "Oh,
Yeah.
she's just in perimenopause," because
Yeah.
that's what happens, right? With social media and things, and I did an episode on this probably like 6 months ago, but perimenopause isn't a trend. It's
Yeah.
literally been around since women were created, you
Yeah.
know? It's not something that we just did. So, there are a lot of people out there, fake people who try to monetize off of it, whether it be, "Oh, hey, take this supplement that does nothing for you,"
Yeah.
or, you know, "Oh, you're in perimenopause, but you haven't really worked out, so you're never gonna lose that meno belly." Like,
Ugh.
those kind of people make me wanna freaking scream
Oh
because
my
it's
god, I
like,
know.
you must not know. You must
Yeah.
not know, or you're just being rude because
Yeah.
that's the kind of shit that pisses me off so bad.
Same.
The
Well,
worst.
I get approached by brands and I've been approached by all sorts of supplement
Mhm.
fucking shit or people like one that was like or a bunch that are like here promote this weight loss thing for midlife women and it's like no like cuz that's I'm not going to do that and I don't want to be one of those people that just like capitalizes on
Mhm.
this, and I would never promote anything that I didn't use or believe in the first place. But yeah,
And that's refreshing to hear too because, I mean, you're on social media. You have, what, over 500 million views or something on your one, I think I saw? But so people watch you and people watch all these other people, and it's just like you go to your doctor and they're telling you, "Oh, just lose weight, just do this." And
uh,
then people on social media are telling you the same thing. So you start thinking that it's you, you know,
yeah.
that maybe I do need to do that. So please just keep doing what you're doing
Oh,
because it is
thanks.
just so freaking refreshing. And
And
oh,
same back to you. Thank you so much for doing a podcast like this. Like really, like giving a voice to other women in midlife because we're not like you said how you opened this whole thing, we're not going to be quiet. Like
no.
we're just not. In fact, we're getting fucking louder. Like I've had men in my life, sorry, not all men, hashtag not all men, but a lot of men tell me I'm too loud. Well, guess
Mhm.
what? I'm going to be louder, like, and I want other women to be loud to me. Yeah, I need that.
Yeah. Yeah, we have to start talking and giving our fellow women permission because that's what it
Yes.
is. We wait for the permission. We wait to be
Yes.
ourselves. We make ourselves smaller so that the
Yeah.
men in our life or even not in our life feel better about themselves. I'm very
Uh-huh.
happy. I say it all the time. I mean, my husband and I have been married for 5.5 years. I found somebody later in life who is somebody that I think all men should be like, but they're not.
Yeah.
Men
Yeah.
suck in general,
A lot of men suck
and
hard.
they they wouldn't be able to find the ketchup without us.
They wouldn't they could never for one single day do what we do or be in our bodies, period.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. And the pain, we could go again. The
I
pain
know.
tolerance and everything else that
Ugh,
they don't realize that we deal with on a
no.
daily basis is like would cripple them.
Oh, yeah, a friend of mine said if men went through perimenopause, there would be HRT on every corner, at every like, fruit stand for free,
Yep, for free.
for free. Like, it would be yeah,
I mean, look how quickly that little blue pill became available to men all over the
please.
place.
Covered by insurance immediately.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And here we are,
Here we are.
putting patches on our asses and
I know.
taking
Well,
shots
that
and
reminded me, I gotta change my patch today. Oh my god, thank you for that reminder.
um all right, so real quick, some rapid fire stuff, and then I
Oh,
will let
yeah.
you get back to the raging.
Great.
So with Perimenopausalpalooza, if you had to pick just one artist that could do it, who is that one artist or else it's over? We can't do it.
Alanis,
Yeah.
Alanis. Yeah.
What do you think that I'm gonna go to the mom crowd here. What do you think
Okay.
the biggest difference is between a Gen X mom and a millennial mom?
Oh, damn. You know what? It's funny. I don't know because I'm a zennial.
Millennial.
So I'm like just older than the elder millennial. And I'm like, Gen Xers always get mad at me. They're like, you're not Gen X. I'm like, I am. So I maybe the Gen X moms like still secretly fucking smoke in the backyard at
Mhm.
night, like go smoke a couple cigs secretly, you know?
Oh, that's my mom used to do that. That's so
I
funny.
I
I
have
mean,
some friends that every now and then are like smoking a cig. I'm like, all right, great, do it.
she
Do
used
you
to
do
go
you?
hide behind the fence like we wouldn't be able to see her. I'm like, oh.
That is so funny. Oh my God.
What is the most surprising DM you've ever got since you started the garbage mom?
Surprising DM. Oh my God. I mean, that's the most surprising DM. Well, thing was Alanis following me. That I was with my husband and my daughter. We were on vacation, and I was just like looking at my phone, and I said I had to stop what we were doing, and I said I have to go over here for 20 minutes. I need to be alone. And my husband was like, "Why?" I'm like, "Look, Alanis Morissette just followed me," and he was like, "Okay, all right, just go over there." Like, and I had to just go because it's just that was inconceivable to me. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, I would say
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I can the first like big person I had on here was Jarrett
Yeah.
Reddick from Bowling for Soup. And
Oh my
I had put myself out there. My husband and I went to see him and Blink 182. Like there was like a little music festival around here. And he played the song Turbulence. And if you haven't listened to it by Bowling for Soup, listen to it. It's
okay.
about like it's about mental health. And I just
Yeah.
like related to it. And I was like, this is awesome. So I just sent him an email and all of a sudden he emailed back and I was like, oh wait, this is a real thing. And then
Yes.
Tracy, I could have died.
Tracy Bonham, I can't believe it. I mean,
I died.
when I saw that, I screamed for you. I was like, like, oh my God. Like, yes, she is another one. I mean, there's a reason why she's on that fucking poster
Yep.
because it's like I listened to her music into the ground at the time back in the 90s. I mean, I
She
know
still has her original cassette, her mix whatever the sound one she would put out. She still has an original one of that. She showed it to me. It was so
oh
cool.
my God, that's
Yeah.
insane. Yeah,
Alright.
that's huge. That's a huge get for you to get her. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And I'm just gonna continue to meet all these amazing women. That's what I love about this platform. Um,
Yeah.
all right, last one. What song would you rage scream right now?
I mean, Mother Mother is always it's such a almost cliche to say that at this point, but that Uninvited by Alanis
Mm.
and Baba by Alanis has been really like that. I don't know why. That's really been resonating with me. I mean, really just any Alanis is like
Yeah.
what oh, and then Tori's new fucking song, Shush is she's a new song, and it is so good that I listened to it in the shower and I sat down in the shower and cried.
Aw. Well,
That's how good it was, you know?
that's how you know a song is just that good.
I know.
This isn't a rapid fire one, but this is for you. What would you tell younger Beth? So that younger Beth that was always told that she was too heavy
Yeah.
and, what would you tell your younger self today about what your life's going to look like?
I would tell her, "You did it. You followed your dreams. Like, you did it. You became an actor, singer, dancer. You really leaned into that, and your wildest dreams came true." Um, and B, I would say, be louder. Be the weirdness, the wanting to to be your opinions, your, ideas, lean into them, be louder, be weirder, be s- it's going to that will pay off later down the line, you know?
Awesome. And then I this just popped up, so I have to ask this too. For the
Yeah.
women listening out there right now who want to reinvent themselves or want to put themselves out there, especially when it comes to social media,
Yeah.
want to do this. What advice would you give to them from, and I hate this term, but I use it all the time, from the haters? Like, because I'm sure, people are keyboard warriors, right?
Yes. Yes.
So what would you tell them for when they start getting their first hate comments?
You did it. Congratulations. You're that means you're doing something.
Yeah.
Like, so I've read something that really resonated that is like, if you have hate comments, or no matter what you put out there, if you have a point of view, people are gonna hate it no matter what. Like any like any like celebrity has hate comments. Like the Pope has fucking hate comments, whoever you think could never and that just means you're doing it, you know? And then I would say ignore them because it won't get you anywhere to engage with them.
Mm-mm.
It might be cathartic for you. I have like typed out full ass paragraphs annihilating the person, and then I just delete it because I'm like, it's pointless. It's
Mhm.
pointless. And they don't that's what they want, you know?
Mhm.
But I would say congratulations. And that means you are doing something real and you're doing it.
I love it. Okay, so I'm going to link everything in the show notes, but at the Garbage Mom on TikTok, Instagram, all the things. And we are so excited to see what you do next for Perimenopausalpalooza.
Yes.
Absolutely, but I just keep doing what you're doing because you're a real one, and it's so appreciated.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. And you too. Like, just congratulations on this podcast.
Thank you.
It's important and we need it. So thank you.
Thanks, Beth. We'll talk soon.
Okay, good. We'll talk really soon.
Right. If you've been listening for the last year or so, you know how geeked I get when I have such an awesome woman on the podcast just to talk about everything that we're going through. And Beth is just, she's top notch, man. So go check her out at the Garbage Mom on TikTok, on Instagram. I'll link her in the bio. Make sure you're following along, and hopefully, Perimenopausalpalooza is something that happens soon, and super excited about that. So keep your eye out for that. And if that's a thing, let's do it. Let's tour the country together, you guys. Anyway, I hope you had a great day, a fun show. I hope you really enjoyed this conversation with Beth because I know that I did. And again, thank you for listening, subscribing, liking, sharing this with your friends because that's how I get my word out, right? So, you know, this interview today was about two women who built brands around telling the truth about midlife, one through comedy, but one through conversations. And neither of them is doing it perfectly. And that's exactly the point. So, talking to somebody like Beth, from somebody like me who we're just out here living our life, doing our thing, trying to get the word out and telling you all that you're not alone going through all the things that we go through in perimenopause. So, thanks for sticking around. And until next time, this is the Midlife Edit. Let's make it a damn good chapter.